The first thing you have to do today is get a length of string that's long enough to thread your loom. So I've actually found that the edge of our art tables is the perfect length of string that you need. So I kind of use these tables as a measuring tool. So you can get with a partner to help you kind of measure it out. But what you'll do is you'll put the end of the string at one side and then find the end of the string, bring it all the way down to the edge. When you're sure that it's the length of the table, that's where you need to cut. Now that we have our string, we're going to look at this diagram to help us thread our loom. Our loom is going to be thread just like this one. So you can see the first step is you need to number all of your 19 holes with a pencil. So it doesn't matter where you start. As long as you pay attention not to skip any. Some people are worried about not having 19 holes, and I'll tell you a little secret. This still works if you don't have 19, but you have to have an odd number. It won't work with an even number. That's kind of the only rule, really. But I have 19 holes. Now, the next step is we're going to start at hole number 1. I can tell from looking at this picture that my string needs to go down through hole 1 and then be taped with masking tape to the back. So I'm just going to copy that. I have my string right here. I'm going to get a little piece of masking tape. When I first found this project on the internet, I had no idea how to do it myself. So all I saw was this picture, and by looking at it, I kind of figured out how to do it. So that's what you guys are going to do too. Okay, so here's hole 1. Okay, so I'm kind of marking it with my thumb, so I know it's this one. The string has to go down through the hole so that the tape can go on the back. Okay, so I just have a little tiny bit of string right there, and I'm going to tape it down so that hopefully no tape can be seen from the front. Okay, now after that, I'm just going to keep on closely following this diagram. I can see that after I tape the end at hole 1, the long part of the string stretches all the way across. I'm just following this string to hole number 10, and it goes through hole 10. So my hole 10 is right here. Let me find the end of my string. And this string has to come up through hole 10, which is right here, this way. Just like this. So we made our string go all the way across our loom, okay? So it looks like on the front and on the back. Now, when I do my next step, I'm just following the diagram, I can see that the string doesn't go across the loom again. It does this funny little thing that we're going to call a side step. It sidesteps to hole 11. So I'm going to take my string, here's the end, and instead of going across, I'm just going to go right to hole 11 and sidestep and put it down through the hole this way. And then pull it through. Make sure you keep it nice and tight the whole time. If your strings are loose, it's going to be really hard to weave on. So basically what the side step does is it gets your string back on the front side of your loom. Okay, so now let's see where we go. From hole 11, the string is back on the front side and it stretches all the way across to hole number 2. So, keeping it tight, I'm going to go up through hole number 2. And I kind of loosened my string on accident when I did that, so let's make sure that it's tight. Now that I've gone across, I can see that I'm going to do another side step. I have to side step to hole 3. And when I do a side step, that puts my string back on the front. So then after I side step, hole 3, if I trace with my finger carefully, goes to hole 12. Which is going to be just right next to the last one that I did. It's kind of like a pattern. You side step and go across. Side step and go across. There we go. Now that I've gone across, I can probably guess that the next step is going to be a side step. But let's check. From hole 12, yep, we're going to side step to hole 13. At the end, if you did it correctly, you should have sidestepped over to hole 19 and ended with your string on the front. Now, this last part is where you're going to actually start your weaving on your radial loom. Radial means round, so we're going to kind of be weaving over, under, over, under, over, under in a circular type of way. So I don't have a whole lot of string left, but this is going to be what I use to start my weaving. So I'm just going to start right here where my string is. And it doesn't matter if you start over or under. That part's not important as long as you stick to your pattern after you start. I'm going to go ahead and start over. Over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under. I'm trying to kind of keep my string away from the middle at this point. The middle's a little bit confusing right now, but if you just keep going, it'll kind of sort itself out. Okay, I was under, over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under. Okay, I made it all the way around. So now what you have to do is pull your first loop around tight. And when you do that, it kind of fixes up this middle point so that instead of looking like a big mess, you kind of now have a definite center section. Now when you go around one more time, it's going to start to look even better. So I'm going to do the same thing again. Over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under. I'll put my finger in when I pull it so it stays away from the center for now. Over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under. Okay, so now I've got my second circle. I'm going to gently pull it tight. I might have to work with it here a little bit. Pull it tight over here first, and then pull it tight there. And it's going to start to look like a circular weaving here by the time you get 2 or 3 loops. Let's do the third one. Over, under, 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 over, under. Okay, I'm going to pull it over here first. It's kind of too much to do the whole thing at once, I think. So pull it over here and then pull it tight. And you're going to see that it starts to look almost a little bit like a spider's web there in the center, because your weaving is going round and round in a radial type of way. So you're just going to keep on weaving over, under until you get to the end of this string, or almost the end anyway. Then you can go choose another color, tie it onto the leftover part of this, and continue weaving. Over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under. And your weaving will start to get larger and larger in the center.